Now available in paperback and e-readers. Isis, Bride of Dracula. The Goddess Next Door and John Haynes team up to take on the dark vampire lord in this action-packed Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Bride of Dracula in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers today.
NBA superstar Russell Westbrook became the latest black man to sacrifice his dignity. Now, your Russell Westbrook recently decided to participate in a photo shoot where he would be dressed up in women's clothes, such as a woman's cardigan sweater and a skirt. And I have to wonder if there is a ritual as related to these heterosexual black men going out here and putting on these women's clothes, because it seems like every time we see one of these black men who rises to prominence, there is an effort to try to emasculate them by making them wear women's clothes. Because I've noticed over the last 30 years that every time we get a black celebrity or a black athlete, there is some effort to put him in a dress, and it seems like every time, in order to get some sort of push as related to Hollywood and the mainstream media, there is some effort to emasculate that black man by featuring him wearing some sort of female clothing. Because that's what it looks like here with Russell Westbrook. Another effort to go out here and symbolically buck break the black man by featuring that black man in women's clothes. And this is supposed to symbolize that this black man has been broken and will submit to the institution of white supremacy. Because if we can go out here and get this black man to compromise his dignity and his self-respect by putting himself in these women's clothes, then they can further get this black man to compromise his dignity and his morals to do whatever the white supremacists want him to do. That is what this image symbolizes as related to his manhood, and it's another dig at black manhood and black masculinity, because what they're trying to do here with these kind of images is trying to socially engineer it in the minds of young boys and young black men that a black man is inferior, and that a black man is so inferior that we can go out here and make that black man submit to us by putting him in women's clothes, basically saying that this black man is weak, and because this black man is weak, we can break this black man down and make him wear these women's clothes and put himself in a submissive role under us. Because what this image is all about is saying that the white male is the ultimate image of manhood and that the black man is second best. And even, I would say, even worse than second best, he is third best, because he's putting himself in the same place a female is. And that's basically saying that this black man is extremely weak and he's extremely emasculated. So basically, they have no respect for him as a man. Now, what's really troubling about your Russell Westbrook is that your Russell Westbrook is married to a black woman and he has children. So here you have a father putting himself in this role, compromising his dignity, and not thinking about the impact that this is going to have on his children. Because, I mean, I have to ask a critical question. What is his son going to think when he sees his father wearing his mother's clothes? I mean, that is something that's going to make the boy not look at his father as somebody he respects. Because I know, growing up as a boy, having a father and a brother, it used to make me proud seeing them get dressed up in suits, and I would put on their suits because that was my model for manhood. And these are the kind of things that make a boy want to be a man, is seeing other men, seeing them in their roles as men, seeing them as heads of household. But when a boy sees his father putting on a skirt in order to gain favor with your mainstream, that has to have an effect on a boy psychologically, because I think about that, and it's like, this is like buck breaking, and it's also social engineering designed to make the black boy believe that he is less than a man, and that this is all designed to promote the idea of weakness in black men and promote the idea that black masculinity does not have a value. And these kind of images, again, they are socially engineered to design the idea in young black boys' minds that they are less than, they are weaker, because we do not see your white men out here wearing skirts. We do not see white men wearing dresses. We do not see Hispanic men wearing dresses. We do not see Hispanic men wearing skirts. And we definitely don't see Asian men wearing skirts and dresses, because the Chinese government is now cracking down on these kinds of images because they believe that they reflect negatively on Asian manhood and Asian masculinity in China, because they look at these kind of images and see them having an impact on their men. But sadly, the black men in our communities, they don't have the backbone or the stones to stand up like I and many others go out here and do, and stand up for black manhood and black masculinity, to go out here and stand up and say, no, you're not going to put me in a dress. No, you're not going to put me in a skirt. No, you're not going to make me look weaker by making me appear to be just like a female. No, you're not going to disrespect me as a man, because any man out here knows putting on female clothes is a way of disrespecting you passively, because passively, yes, they persuade you to put on these clothes, but aggressively they're taking a shot at you to humiliate you, similar to what was done to Iraqi men inside of the Abu Ghraib prison. Because in the Abu Ghraib prison, they put panties on the men and bras on them to humiliate them and strip them of their manhood. And the same thing is being done to black men, but sadly many of the black men, they compromise their dignity because they believe they're going to get some sort of validation from white people, and they believe they're going to get some sort of approval from white people. And what's sad is that you've got prominent people like Russel Westbrook willing to compromise their dignity and their self-respect in order to gain favor with your white folks, who basically are expressing their contempt for them and expressing disrespect, because if they won't put on these dresses and skirts, then why should you put them on? That's a critical question I want to ask Russel Westbrook and the rest of these black celebrities. If they won't put on the skirts and dresses, why are you putting them on? Because you're devaluing your manhood to trying to gain favor with a bunch of racists who have no respect for you and want to see you buck broken and create these symbolic images so that they can feel more valuable in their little world, so that they can feel like they're somebody, even though we see their insecurities all in these types of images, because they are scared of black manhood, they are scared of black masculinity, and they are scared of heterosexual black men who stand strong and present images of strong manhood. This is what scares many of your racists out here, and many black people like Russel Westbrook need to understand that the racists just aren't on the right, they are also on the left, and they're both equally expressing contempt for the black man by asking him to participate in this kind of behavior. And this type of behavior definitely needs to be pushed back on, because when you have a black man out here putting on skirts and dresses, this is again all part of a ritual that your black males think is going to get them elevated in society, but all it does is lead to the further degradation of the black male image, because a lot of these black male celebrities are thinking, oh, I'll get a push from Hollywood, I'll get a pat on the head from a white person, but all you're doing is further degrading the image of black manhood and black masculinity. And when you degrade the image of black manhood and black masculinity, you degrade yourself, you degrade your community, and you present a degrading image that presents a model of manhood that says that a black man is less than, because when a black man puts himself in a woman's role, he is saying he's weak. And that's what Russel Westbrook is teaching his son by dressing like this. He may think it's progressive, but this is regressive for black manhood because you don't see any other race of men going out here compromising their dignity like this, but you only see a certain group of black men doing this because the mainstream media wants these kind of images to say black manhood is less than, because there was a constant war on black men. And this is why I go out here and create books like The Temptation of John Haynes and the John Haynes series to counter this type of media, because this type of media is designed to push a narrative to devalue black men, devalue black manhood, devalue heterosexual black manhood and masculinity. And this is the type of thing I push back on with books like the John Haynes series, The Temptation of John Haynes, The Man Who Rules the World, and my upcoming John Haynes at Death's Door comic. I push back hard on these type of images because this type of stuff, it can mess you up as a boy, leave you confused as related to your male identity, leave you confused as related to being masculine, and not understanding that no other race of men allow themselves to be presented this way. And the sad part is we don't have enough black men to come out here and speak out against this, because clearly there is a war on black manhood, there is a war on black masculinity, and there is a war on heterosexual black men, because the only men who are attacked like this are heterosexual black men with these types of effeminizing images, and the only group of people who participate in this kind of behavior are heterosexual black male celebrities who know better but will still do this because they want to go out here and think they're going to curry favor with the white man. The same white man who puts you in a dress is the same one expressing contempt for you, and this is not going to gain you any respect or any favor. And that is a sad part that many of these black males are not really thinking critically about. They're not thinking about how participating in this type of behavior does not curry you favor. It's just this guy finding a way to laugh at you and laugh at you behind the scenes. Now, if you want to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. And if you want to see images of strong black manhood and black masculinity, you can pick up books like I have published on the SJS Direct imprint, such as The Temptation of John Haynes, The Man Who Rules the World, the John Haynes series, and all of those books are on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them on Smashwords, the iBook Store, and Google Play. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.